gel. So we've got burnt umber, cobalt teal, quinacridone magenta, titanium white, some runaway gel, and cadmium lemon down there. And this is Blue Ridge oil paints. I'm back to using those because I got them shipped here. But I got to use up my other paints at some point. And we'll do that sometime in the future. Alright. And I've never painted water lilies before, so I have no idea how this is going to go. But we'll see. We will see. I think this is a 24 by 30 centimeter canvas panel. And I'm just putting this clear gel and white on it to start. Because I found that I didn't do that on one of the paintings that I recently did, and I did not enjoy painting on it. And painting should always bring you joy when you do it. It shouldn't make you grumpy. Alright, very easy to cover this canvas with a 1-inch brush because it's so small. Very nice. There we go. And I like putting tape around the edges because the canvas panels aren't very big. So when they're not very big, you can't, you don't have much grip when you take them off, and then you get your hands covered in paint. So if you have the tape on there, it's a little easier to take down. All right. So this one shouldn't be too long, but I have to mix all the colors because I don't have any like midtones here. So this should be fun. All right. So I want like an orangish color. So I'm starting with yellow. I'm gonna add a little bit of magenta, and this should turn orange, depending on how much magenta and yellow I add. I haven't mixed this before, so it's going to be a few shades of yellow. Yellowy red. It's a little closer, maybe a little more yellow. That's about it. Alright, now we got 3 shades of yellow. Let's take some white and add that to this. Just lighten it just a smidge. Just a little bit. Alright, and then I want just a little bit more yellow in here. There you go. So I got like a really bright yellow, some orange, a really bright orange, lighter, darker orange, and then a red. So that will be 3 colors that I will use for this. Alright, so let's start with this. There's some white in the brush, so it'll already get a little bit lighter. And we're just going to throw this in up here. Left, right? Maybe we'll do this right here. Alright. We're making like a reflection in water, and it's going to be from the top down, so. Yes, I'll be doing this. There we go, a little bit darker. Same up here. On this side. A little bit more red in there, or magenta in that. There we go. Let's add a little bit more magenta into this. A little bit more. And maybe a little bit of teal. Start working on that purple color. pretty sure cobalt and magenta makes purple, so. I'll throw a little bit of that in over here. Oh, and then we'll just add a little bit more magenta here. Dark colors. On this corner. So there'll be a lot of it over here, but then not so much. I mean, a lot of it over here, not so much here. That's what I'm trying to say. So I add a lot of magenta, a little bit of blue. Nice. And then we can also add some umber to this to make it really dark if we want. Or not really dark, but darker, I should say. I'm just going to throw this in all the way to the side. Long vertical strokes. I hope you can see that. I moved the camera a little bit because it was getting in the way a lot, and I was not happy about that. So this is umber, magenta, very dark color this should be. Okay. It's about as dark as we can get here. Alright, this is the part where I would clean my brush, but I don't have anything to clean other than paint thinner, and I don't want to use that right now. So we're just going to take this dirty brush, wipe it out as good as we can with a paper towel, and then I'm actually going to use a handy white, cleaning white. You're like, what are you talking about? I literally mean one of these, cleaning white. I'm just going to squeeze as much of that paint out as I can. There we go. And these have alcohol in them, so they clean it pretty good. Alcohol breaks down oil pretty well. The scary part. We're going to test it here. We'll see what happens. Oh, there's too much. So that's not going to work. Let's use this brush. We're going to blend these harsh edges out. Start from the darker color. Just go back and forth. Left to right, left to right. And then we move over one more. So now we're in this orangish purplish color. Left to right, left to right. Oh, that might be turning. Where's my phone? Oh, we gotta do the colorblind app, see if it's turning green, because I don't want green. Yellow, yellow, dull yellow, orange, dull red. Okay, good. I was a little scared there for a second. And then I'll just go into this one because it's kind of close enough. And work slowly back left to right. There you go. Like that. And then we'll do the same thing here. Left to right, left to right. Okay. Let's say we have a pretty good gradient here. If you can call it a gradient. I'll just have to open up another roll of paper towels. Probably have to get another roll here soon. Luckily there's a market not too far from here called Remy. That's where I get my supplies for cleaning stuff mostly. Alright. So that one's mostly cleaned. That one's cleaned. Alright. Let's start throwing in. Oh, I did a sketch, I think, of what I want this to kind of look like. But I didn't put it on the canvas yet. Okay. I see what I did. So we're going to add in some trees. The illusion of trees. Which are going to be a little bit of magenta. And a little bit of this yellow color. Because we want to lighten it up just a little bit. It should be like a dark brown, greenish color. Or, yeah, something like that. Let's see if this works. And we're going to start towards the edge of where we want these to be. Actually, I don't want to use, well, we can use what I have on here for up here. I don't really want to use the 1-inch brush for this. I want to use a filbert brush, because I want little strokes. So something like this. Ah, much better. Granted, it's not going to be as fast as the 1-inch, but you're probably thinking, what on earth is he doing? This. So this is not, the perspective here is not like I normally do, where we're looking straight in, like you're standing off in the distance and looking this way. This is more like we're standing up here and looking down, but not straight down, just slightly down, if that makes sense. All right, let's start back here. Oh, I cooked up way too much magenta there. Big globs of paint. Just trying to cover as much space as possible, as quickly as possible here. That's why I'm tapping very, very fast, very, very hard. So the harder you tap, the more your brush compresses, the harder it, the more paint goes down, and the bigger surface area you cover. Here, do the same. Pay attention and leave a few of the gaps. I feel like that, like there's some spaces in between here. You want to leave those. And I'll darken this up just a little bit more. In some spots, not everywhere, just some. Okay, I think that's good. Now I'll take the 1-inch brush, pull down, and across. Same here. If I had a softer brush, I would use that, but I don't have a hockey brush or a blender brush that Kevin Hill has, you know, things like that. We're just using this one for now. There we go. Just like that. Pull across. Yeah. You might be able to see a little bit of a, oh whoops. YouTube is not receiving enough video. Okay. Thanks, YouTube. I don't know what that means, but hopefully it's okay. Well, seems back to normal. Sorry about that. Sometimes the video streams mess up. Okay, so we've got a bit of a top-down view here. Let's add in a little bit of highlights to this. So I'm going to take this yellow, and that's green, so I want some magenta in there. More magenta than I had. Get back to where this is more yellow. See, I feel like this is just turning green. Maybe we just need to start over here. Reset a little bit. Take the paper towel and wipe this off. And I can just go back in here to some yellow. Yellow and magenta. Mix it down here. There we go. Much better. More orange. Want more orange than we want green here. Okay, now we're going to go around this. You can also lighten it with a yellow, not a yellow, but a white if you want. I think that's fine. And then you can tap some spaces here. Make some of that up. Do the same thing up here. And I just want this mostly in the bright area here in the middle. You can have some up there too, that's fine. I think that'll be okay. There we go. Clean this brush off a little bit. I hope there's not too much green in there, so I don't want that much green. And we'll take this brush we used to blend earlier and pull down again. Let's try and make it look like there's leaves there. That's all we're going for. Something like that. Alright. So now I've got our leaves in there. Let's go ahead and start drawing some, I guess we can do the lily pads. Those are going to be, let's see, I want like a purpley color. So let's do blue and magenta. Lots of magenta here. So I don't really want this to turn green that much. Maybe some white to lighten it up. But it might turn green because we're going into yellow anyways. What can you do? Alright, so the lily pad. Let's do a big one just so we know what we're doing. Because I haven't really painted one before. So the perspective is top down, kind of. If you're looking at it from the top down, there's going to be... Actually, I can show you kind of what I know not to do first. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to do it up here. And then we're going to make it look like a Pac-Man. So if it looks like Pac-Man, kind of like this, that's not really what we want to go for, because we're not trying to make a Pac-Man. What we want is more, since we're not directly over it, we're more to the side, so this side can be like this, but this bottom part, it's going to need to be a little bit bigger, and then come in. So it just needs to be a little bit bigger, and then come in. And the reason because if you were top down or like standing above it, then it would be flat. But because we're at an angle, the indent of the lily pad, I don't know what you call it exactly, it needs to be a little bit more to one side. So like this one needs to be up there. And these don't need to be exact either. We can straighten them up and adjust. But it would also help, I think, if I had a flat brush. I don't know if I have a flat brush, but that would work much better than this. And over here we can add a couple. Let me see if I have a flat brush somewhere. Oh, I do. I do have a flat brush. Look at this. Okay. This would actually work much, much better. So I'm going to grab these same colors here, and we're going to wiggle it so it gets really, really flat. Nice flat edge. But it's not as big, so it might not work as well, but we'll see. Oh, look at that. That's much better. I haven't used a flat brush in a very long time though, so let's put a big one down here. And maybe it goes off the canvas. And they're not all going to be exactly the same, but if you find a way that you like painting them, I think you should just, go ahead and stick with that. But again, there'll be some this way, some that way, some like this, some smaller than others. And they're just little circles, really. That's all a lily pad is. There you go. And we can also add in some reflections just by pulling down on the bottom. Same with these, just pull down. But not too much though. I mean, you don't want to drag those huge color down. Just a small little pull there. So it looks like a reflection. And if you really don't like one, you can always just erase it. Erasing is very easy. Just take your base color, go back over it. That's not the brush I used to blend this one. Something like that, because I don't like the bottom of this one, so I just cover it up. Gotta be a little careful here. There we go. I think now all we gotta do is add, do lily pads have flowers? I think they do. Lily pads do have flowers. And because I remember one time when I was driving through South Carolina, very deep in the middle of nowhere, I was driving to Pawleys Island and I saw somewhere in between Charlotte and Pawleys Island a stretch of land where there were hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of lily pads just in a random pond in some middle of nowhere area. But I just remember them being there. And they all have these white little flowers all over the place. Very, very beautiful flowers. So many of them. Couldn't tell you where it is. But I know that if you drive off the highways from Charlotte to Pawleys Island, you should see them. Alright, I'm going to do one more thing before I'm actually going to go over the tops of these with some yellow. So it looks like an edge of just a little bit of a highlight. That's all I'm going for here. Highlight there, highlight here. Just make sure the edges are highlighted a little bit. And more towards the middle of the painting. I don't care so much about the far sides. Sleeve shape here. Something like this. This one might even be a little too bright, but that's okay. Okay. Now let's add in the little flowers. Flowers are very simple. They kind of grew on the side, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, but I want to put some in the middle. So we just need a flat brush. Really any chiseled brush I think will work here. Chiseled brush and some white paint should do the trick. And you just kind of tap in. Something like that. So it's very simple, like little left to right. Tap, 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 tap. And then make sure you reload them, because you're going to get some yellow and some nasty colors on there, but we don't want those. One here. There we go. One here too. And we'll just tap these in here and there. There's one down here on this one. I don't know. He's a little bit closer, so maybe he has a little bit more detail. I don't know. Some down here too. He's very big, very big. And then we'll do a little tiny one here. Just like that. Here's our lilies. Isn't that cute? Okay. Then we can add some grass in, I guess, too. That just makes all these colors up. Doesn't really matter at this point. We're just making grass. This has to be a color. Let's just throw in. Just around here. Anywhere you don't like, you can just pull it up with the grassy color. Just make sure it kind of matches. Where over here. I don't like that area down here, so I'll do it down there. Any area you don't like, you just cover it up with some grass, that's fine. And down here. Bottom of that one I don't much care for. Do that here too. Something like that. There's some grass. And you can always do the long grass where you put it with a very long script liner, but I'm not too interested in that. All right. Let's see. Could add in some ripples here, but I don't really want to. I forget how to do ripples. I think it's just like circles. I don't like that. So we blend it out. Anything you don't like, you just blend it out. don't add any ripples. I mean, you could add the, what is it, like this? You could add something like this. Let's see. Let's see what this looks like. That might be green. Are we in a crisis? The app says it's orange, so maybe we didn't ruin anything. I don't know. I like that color doesn't really match though. Yeah, something like this. There's a blending in between. Grabbing colors and moving them left and right. That's okay. I think that's fine. For whatever this is. Lily practice. I like this. Reminds me of kind of similar painting I saw on the Alexander Art channel a long time ago. A little bit. Theirs was better though. I mean, if you haven't seen the Alexander Art, those folks' videos, they have a online library you can subscribe to. I think it's like $20 a month, but it's very, very good. It has all the Bill Alexander videos on it. Some other artists as well. I think this might have been someone else's it reminded me of. Kind of like Monet. I think someone on there did that, but I can't remember. But there's very good materials there. If you haven't tried, go check them out. They have very good content over there at the Alexander Art.